Quilting Room with Mel, and I am back with another vintage sewing machine. Today we are looking at the Necchi Lydia 3 Type 544 sewing machine. It was made in Italy in probably about the mid-60s, late 60s time area. I'm going to point out the features on the machine. We'll wind a bobbin, we'll thread it, and of course we'll sew on it. So right here we have our stitch length selector. It is in millimeters, not in inches. Here is the lever that we use to reverse the machine. Here we have a sight glass that shows us what pattern we are on. And over here on the side, the top knob is actually the pattern selector, and the bottom one is our hand wheel. And it's very easy to goof up doing that. I do that quite a bit. On the back here, you see this red switch. That is actually motor speed control. You can either have max or minimum, which helps if you're doing something real intricate. You can slow the machine down that way. I'm going to change the machine around a little bit, and we'll wind a bobbin, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, I've got my machine turned around so you can see how we wind a bobbin. As I said before, this is the hand wheel, but if you notice, there's no clutch to disengage the needle when we wind a bobbin so it doesn't go up and down. Actually, what you have is over here, you have a key that when you pop your bobbin on, it actually disengages the needle from there. So that kind of acts as our clutch. I already have our thread on our spool pin. So I'm going to go up here into the tension disc. And put our thread through our bobbin. I have the thread pulled in, pop the bobbin on. It does, you kind of have to use a little bit of force just because you are disengaging it. I'm going to start, cut my thread off. And as you can see, you can wind a bobbin very, very quickly on that. I'm going to cut it off, pop it out, and I will be ready to sew. I need to move the machine one more time so I can show you how to thread it, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's thread our machine. And if you notice, we're looking at the back side of the machine. Unlike any of the machines that we've reviewed so far, we actually have guides on the back side of the machine that we have to go through. 2 spool pins. If you are using the one on the left, there is a guide up here that you have to go through. If you're using the one on the right, the guide is right here on the side. We put our thread through there, and it comes across the back of the machine and up through this tension right here and up to the front. Okay, we have our thread to the front of the machine. When you pull it through the front of the machine, there is a little tension disc right up here that you have to go through. We come down this little loop here. We're going to go forward. I'm going to go behind it and then pull towards me. And of course, this worked wonderfully when I didn't have the camera rolling. We're in this little loop here, up to the take-up arm. There is a notch there. We don't have to feed it through an eye. Come back down behind here. Just snap it over. We have a guide down here. Okay. And then our needle is a forward to back threading needle. And just pull our thread through, and we have threaded our machine. Okay, let's put our bobbin in. The first thing I'm going to do, just to make it a little easier for you to see, is I'm going to turn this into a free arm machine. I grab this spot I can slide that all away. And you see it makes a really nice little free arm. The bobbin sits right behind here. If we push this metal button, it opens the bobbin area. And to put our bobbin in, we have to take the bobbin case out. If you are lucky enough, you got the original tool to do that, but our machine did not come with the tool. What I have here is a retractable magnet that you can buy at any hardware store for $1 or $2. You could also use a screwdriver that's got a magnet on top. Touch that middle, it comes right out. Put our bobbin in. Through the notch. So I have my bobbin in my case. We need to put it back in this area. This notch here needs to line up with the red dot up here. And we put our top in first. And it just snaps back in. And we'll pull our thread up. Close our bobbin door, and it is time to sew. And I'm going to put my arm back on. I have a 1/4 of an inch foot so I know all I need to do is line up my sides. And there is our stitching. Makes a very nice 1/4 of an inch seam and does beautiful stitching. That's it for today. Join me next time when I have another vintage sewing machine for you. Bye everyone.